The more you try to keep me down and keep my head above the water, you can never hold me down. The more you try to block me out, that's where I kick the wall down. You can never hold me back. The more you try to put me out, the more I'll be blazing, it's too hot. The more you try to put me in the dirt, increase my work, the expert. You see the hunger in the eyes of a survivor. Swallowed my pride, washed down with some saliva. Reinvented my whole life, mental MacGyver. One door shut, another open up wider. Listen, battle drums in the distance, moving with enough force like army tank pistons. Pray for the strength of Jah to fight resistance. Fight mode, shields up, moving with resilience.
The strength of 1,000 lion and the strength of 1,000 giant. Please stay strong. Please stay strong. With the strength of 1,000 elephant and the strength of 1,000 tiger, we stay strong. We stay strong.
Hey everybody, it's Casey with Pinecase. Welcome to the podcast where music is our drug of choice. Today I'm hanging out with VP of Energy, Innovation, Transformation, LovEvolve, leader and contributor of Electric Blue, voice of the shift, and the list goes on and on and on. Billy Long, thank you so much for joining me this evening.
Hey, peace, love, and all the good vibes. You make me blush over here. Holy, what an entry. Yeah, I'm stoked to be here.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm super stoked to have you. Like, it makes it really easy to hang out with somebody when the laundry list of loveliness, I was like, where do I even start with this conversation? It is a doozy of a life that you've had, like, but not everybody kind of knows where you've started or where you've been. So if you wouldn't mind kind of taking us back a little bit to where the Billy Long story began. Think we can
geez, well, thank you. You're pumping me up. I gotta like roll with this here now. So so I'm a proud father of two bright, beautiful little girls. One's 3 and one's 9, Jersey and Lennon. Proud son of 2 military parents, who again both the girls and my parents, I owe my whole world to. I wouldn't be half the man or unicorn bumblebee I am today without them. So there's a little bit of that. Music, people, good vibration, lover, connoisseur. Started off in Ontario. I was born in Ontario when my dad was on course. My mom had me.
Yeah.
Most of my folks and family are from the East Coast, Cape Breton, Nova Scotia.
Wow.
We came back there for a bit. My parents got posted to Alberta, and then I kind of spread my wings from there. And I'm out in Victoria on the island right now. So
on the beautiful West Coast. I'm not going to lie, I'm actually a little bit jealous. When you asked me where I was like, well, not the island. Like, you know, I feel like everyone that goes through maybe not even enlightenment, even just like little tufts of like, you know, cool things that happen in life, they always find their way to Vancouver Island, because I feel like that's kind of like the epicenter of where all of that stuff secretly or maybe not so secretly happens. So
yeah, well, I feel like honestly, like the birds, the vibes, and the people just kind of like migrate out here.
Yeah.
And I had to live in quite a few different places, experience quite a few things, meet a lot of people to go from coast to coast to where I'm at now. But yeah, it's blessed me with such a plethora of experience and connections with people, and just, you know, the highs and lows of life, and who, what, where, when, why, what can happen. So it's I'm really, really lucky, and I honestly wouldn't have it any other way. So yeah, love it. It's like the Hawaii of Canada.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, totally. Well, and the beaches kind of look that way too, right? Like, I don't know. I don't want to give away all the secret spots, but, you know, Hornby Island, like if anybody has, you know, any I mean, do you have to go anywhere else? I don't think so. Hornby and like, man, yeah, that's like straight Hawaii beach right there. And like eating oysters on Cortez and we could go on about that for days, but, anyways.
Honestly, just like I get lost anywhere here, and I've only been like halfway, like Nanaimo, a little bit past Nanaimo is where my youngest daughter is right now, and you literally just like drive or pick anywhere. You don't even have to pull out the maps. You just drive and you find like all these like gold nuggets, and yeah, it's sweet. I love it. From waterfalls to just many people just seem a lot more forward thinking and open-minded and already kind of pretty grounded, like, hey, how you doing, what you need, how can I help, kind of thing. And yeah, it's definitely my kind of people. I mean, I love all people, but yeah, for sure.
No, I totally get it. So tell me a little bit about like carving out this space as you're like getting older, right? Because now I'm not saying that you're old. I'm just saying like, as we get older, we have some like definite pillars that kind of are true to us. And what even just like chatting with you earlier today, I was just like, oh my goodness. Okay. Like you seem very sure of what your expectation is of life. Not that that's like it has to be this way, but you're like, I know that this is the type of vibe that I'm going to cultivate around me. But that doesn't just happen. So like, tell me a little bit about like how you got there, like where you decided. Because I mean, listen, people, I have these conversations all the time. People are sitting there like, I'm working on the rigs. I'm like, I haven't been outside in years. Like, how do you get to this
Crazy.
lovely light place? It's amazing.
Oh, the honest, real answer, which I always like to keep it, it has been so much hard work, so many hard times, but evened out because I again, I'm no master messiah guru, but I'm training to be, every day I'm getting a little better, a little smarter, a little faster, a little stronger. But yeah, I had to go through a lot of shit, honestly. I had to go through a lot of shit, experience a lot of cool stuff to even have the contrast of like, what it is and what it takes from the negatives to the positives. Because I truly believe if you haven't gone through or crawled through the trenches, how would you even know or appreciate the good stuff? You know what I mean? And for a long portion of my life, I always had a feeling that I was different, that I was outside the box, that I didn't like following rules and stuff like that. And my parents always, bless them, I love them and respect them so much. They tried so hard and they did their best to provide such an amazing life for me and my brother, but they literally had to go fight wars and keep the peace all across the globe and things that I still am trying to wrap my brain around. And it's just some stuff that like we would never truly understand, you know what I mean, unless you had to go and experience some of those things. So I love them, but I identify as basically like the unicorn bumblebee of my family, you know what I mean? Like everybody, not just them, but like the school systems and people like get in the box, follow the rules, and I was just like, no, that's not me, you know what I mean? And a little bit later on in life, just again through a lot of people, through a lot of music, through music festivals, and just really getting clear on finding myself and my why and who was out there and who was possible and people who, you know, were fed up with life and being inside, we'll call it like the matrix or what society has been pushing upon us to be. And it just opened up my mind and my eye to like just so many amazing euphoric things and just people who weren't afraid to be themselves and be authentic. And then inherently, I just slowly figured myself out and started applying that more. Obviously, having kids sped that up. But for a
Yeah.
long time, I was like very, like we'll say 5D, very spiritual as I grew up. And it was almost too much of that. And then these later years of my life, bringing it back down and bridging it into this 3D, this life that we live, because you can't have, if you have too much 3D, you'll go crazy, you'll go insane. If you have too much of this, you're up there, nothing gets accomplished. Well, it was just recently, actually, I think about 6 or 8 months ago now, I was doing my thing, was putting out content, positive vibes, love, and just trying to uplift, heal, and transform people. When I was actually taking a conscious coaching course with Erin Dottie. And
Okay.
one of the girls, there's two of them there actually, though, Marcy Dean and Kendra, actually basically like headhunted me. Like they saw my content and they're like, we need this guy. Like we need to get him on board. And I was just like flattered, right? I was like, me, like just being me, and like I just want to help people, you know what I mean? And connect the dots. So um I mean, there's so many points in my life that it started ramping up, but like just recently with these guys, like getting it down and bridging that and solidifying that and having a team of like just real, genuine, authentic superhero people that also are very skilled and very passionate in different areas. And when we come together, it's just like I'm almost out of human words for it, but
Yeah.
we're able to kind of bring it down with me because I, for so long, felt like I was fighting a losing battle, and it was like overwhelming, and I just like had all this stuff like you change the world and save people, and you know what I mean. And then now just to get that all those laser beams and all that energy dialed in, focus, proper, professional, like yeah, that's really started ramping it up for me. And it was in direct alignment with like who I am and what I'm all about, and just yeah, helping people transform and music through the frequencies. Like I'm a big energy guy. Like that
Yeah.
is something I learn, and I'm very conscious and aware of my energy, what I'm putting out, what I'm bringing in, and like the impact and the power of that. And yeah, so so many amazing things, but it was
Yeah.
like just even more of an eye opener. And every day, like I just try to like lean into it and make the most of it, honestly. And we've been working really, really hard. So these last like 6 to 8 months, working behind the scenes, getting all of our vision, our dreams, our website, getting ready for partnering up with investors. But basically, our founder, Marcy Dean, she's created a new audio technology that basically resets people's nervous systems. And it's through frequencies that were already here that the planet is resonating with, on top of tuning into some newer frequencies that are like, we have all kinds of testimonials that it's been helping with mental health, with PTSD, with some people who are actually like curing some stuff and just getting grounded. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty revolutionary. We're in the process now of getting EEG testing and just getting it like the science to actually back this up, right? Because
Yeah.
like that's going to resonate with a lot of people, but a lot of people are going to be like, well, where's the proof? Like, you know what I mean? And I get it. I've always been a believer, but to have that backed up and partnering up with people who like they've been working with Dr. Joe Dispenza and so on and so forth, yeah, it's cool. All the things like just like
Yay! Ah, yes, all the things. Oh, that's so exciting. I think people underestimate the power of frequency, and it always drives me crazy because I'm like, okay, but you just were at a concert, and how did that make you feel? And they're like, well, that's because I like the music. I'm like, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. But it also like you're listening to it with all of these beautiful monitors, right? Like, did you feel that way when you were driving in your car? Maybe, but not on that ground of a scale. So to leave like a festival or a concert setting and dismiss that that had some sort of actual physical effect on you is like so crazy. I don't want to be like it's so ignorant, but it's very ignorant,
it
you
is.
know?
Yeah. Yeah, no, for sure. You're preaching to the head of the choir. I mean, next to my love for people, like music has touched, moved, and inspired me in so many fucking ways. Like you get it. That's why
Yeah,
we're here doing it, right? But like, and it's
absolutely.
taken me to places like I think I've disappeared for many moments and just came
Yeah.
back to. And yeah, from the beat to the, well before I even put any lyrics on it, it's
Mhm.
wow.
Yeah. Well, and it's so I'm really interested in the part where it's like specific frequencies actually affect you in certain like emotional ways or having like a pineal cleanse or and I just find that really interesting. Like we have, I don't want to be like everyone dismisses it as like witchcraft or, hokey pokiness or whatever. And I'm like, right, but this is something that people have been using for so long. The way that it maybe presents that way is because it like it presents in such a whimsical way is because of its lineage and how people start feeling like I don't know about you, but when I start surrounding myself with people like that and music like that, like the structure, the bra comes off, the socks come off, like everything, it kind of just it presents that way because that's how it makes you feel. And so I find it so interesting that we're just now trying to I don't want to say like box it in a clinical way, but if that's what we need to do in order for people to really acknowledge it as like a mental health tool, then whatever we need to do to get there. So I appreciate you guys, all of you guys over there for finding ways to do that, whether it be EEGs or MRIs or whatever the machines that you need to I guess that big stamp of approval on what you guys are doing because that's super exciting, like
Well,
super super exciting.
appreciate that, and we all believe the same thing too, right? And now it's like, okay, so the power of frequencies and what you can do and how you can alter frequencies is literally infinite. We've
Mhm.
just dialed it right in and gotten so focused to figure out like which ones work where. There's certain songs that'll help with your overall kind of mental health. There's other ones that'll help you get grounded. There's ones that'll make you feel euphoric. There's ones that'll get you thinking outside of your head and outside the box. And call it what you want. It's like real life magic. Like I don't care. And I feel it before I even think it. Like I still vividly have engraved in me like Bon Jovi and like Destiny's Child, like cruising in my parents' minivan while we're like going up to the East Coast and like just family trips that like, yeah, obviously the people and the vibes, but the music, just like bringing it together. And since we were cavemen, like banging sticks and stones and fires together, like it's what's brought us together. And like, I don't know about you, we could go right down the rabbit hole, but like, I'm pretty sure they were using vibrations to move all those pyramid blocks and stuff too. Like, you
Yes.
know what I mean?
Yes, you don't have to even listen. Like my son's name is Orion Ezekiel. Like, I don't
Nice.
I might wear like a blazer with a name tag once in a while, but like I absolutely think that the tools that we have let fall at the wayside are absolutely the ones that we've used back then. Like there's no I don't want to say that there's no other way, but if you look at how it's starting to affect us now, like you're saying that we can, not just you, we're acknowledging the fact that it can have this sort of effect. Like, why wouldn't it have the same effect on structures or minerals or other things? Like, it just,
Plants,
I'm here for
food,
it. Plants, food,
animals. Yeah.
yeah,
Oh yeah.
water,
Big
yeah,
time. Yeah,
yeah,
it's proven. We know
absolutely,
it. We all just
yeah,
need to lean into it more. It's just like people seem to be so brainwashed or just so consumed by, the 9 to 5 or life or what we've been building up for whatever it be, hundreds of years, where they're like, nope,
yeah,
this is how you do it and this is what works. When again and again and again, we're told and we prove that there's other better, healthier, more holistic ways to get these things figured out. And there's more than one way to do it. But I don't know. I guess essentially we've been getting manipulated and brainwashed for so long, and then it comes up to cool cats like us to, enlighten and connect people and hand that down to our kids and just, get them thinking outside the box and for themselves and chasing their dreams at a much sooner rate, right?
yeah. Well, and I feel like that's also the important part, being a parent, like we have these responsibilities and it's super challenging. I feel like I'm up against, well, I guess literally the universe, and we preach a lot of community on Pinecase because we're like, why do we need community? We need community to be able to lean on each other and have that sense of comfort and safety, and also like the benefits of everybody having like a position and a post, right? Like if you're a mechanic
Mm,
and I'm a carpenter, great. If you have carrots and I have potatoes, great. But all of that stems from like wanting to know that my kids are going to grow up being around people that are going to teach them something, that are going to bestow like morals and good things. And
mm.
so we're in a place right now where it's like, do we challenge the status quo or do we comply, right? I mean, homeschooling's
Oh,
at an
challenge
all-time
all
high
day,
rate.
every day.
Absolutely, yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely,
yeah,
yeah,
rebels with the
absolutely.
cause.
Right? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's the patch right there. But it's so important. Like, um, so I appreciate hearing parents say that a lot. And I don't want to
Y-
sit here and just be like, oh, it's a big mush cess. But like, you know what? There's a lot of people that don't. And I think that if we have a few people that absolutely do, not only does it rub off on your children, but then your children have that knowledge to also share with their friends. So
Yeah, well, honestly, it does take a village, and my parents always said like you'll find out or you'll realize when you have kids, and like I did double time with extra karma with two little girls who are like coming full circle, and they're amazing. And honestly, already they're way brighter, way smarter, way just like innocent and into music and singing and just like so awesome. And honestly, like it just makes me, I'm just like, okay, all right, yes, I'm on the right path. Just like keep doing what you're doing, keep showing them the way the best you can. And just like, yeah, like we're always all trying to do, right? It's just like do better than our parents. I mean, we're always all like from our parents to their parents to what we're doing now and doing the best we can with the best we know. You know what I mean? And I think as long as we're open-minded enough to always just take little improvements and just be, open to change and just knowing that we're always changing, change is inevitable, and just like do it with open arms. You know what I mean? Times are always changing, people are always changing, circumstances are always changing, and especially what's going on in the world, like we've advanced like 20-fold compared to like what my grandparents were going through. And you can go from you're doing telephone dial up internet to like I can blast out to millions of people with a click of a freaking button. It's like
yeah.
what? And I mean, that comes
What?
with its good, but it's also
Mhm.
come with its bad, which is like come on and you come back around to like the mental health and what that does. Like, I don't know about you, but I've had many points in my life where like my phone stresses me out. And I'm
Yep.
just like, okay, like, and we now have scheduled team like screen disconnects that we
Yeah.
have because like it gets to the point where like, and my phone pretty much lives on silent. I still check it. We did our first one, it was a couple weeks ago, and like
So
I,
amazing.
oh my God, it was like I hadn't seen or felt that clear in like way too long. It was like
Yeah.
so crazy. Like from when I woke up, I realized like, okay, one, I need an alarm clock and an actual watch so I can tell time. So I don't
Yeah.
have to look at this thing to
Yes.
like it was no laptops, no screens in general. We were allowed to make phone calls, emergencies. I was allowed to like tuck my kids in, but like from music. I had to
Yeah.
listen to the radio all day. And like,
Yeah.
again, I love music. I'm like hating a little bit, but like the music that is on the radio is like, for the most part, like trash, and
It's
that's like,
trash. Yeah,
it's
you can
like
say that.
saying, yeah. And I'm like, people are gonna be like, oh shit, this guy. But like,
No,
yeah, it
no,
was
no.
humbling. I came back around and of all the stuff on the stations, I think I came back to the top 40. And I actually had to Shazam one song because I was just like, this is so bad. Like, I can't
Yeah.
believe this is what we're soaking in. It had like
Mm,
maybe 5 different words. It was like drinking, party, and this and that. And I was just
yeah.
like, what the fuck? Like,
What
so
the
bad.
yeah.
And yeah, I disconnected, and I was like, the way I was thinking, from the food I was tasting to like the air I was breathing, I was just like, woosah, this is good. Like, I need more of this in my life. Like, for sure.
Oh, we started like hashtag it's funny that's a freaking hashtag. We started meme, hashtag meme or whatever. So we're like,
Yeah,
okay,
seen
well,
that.
how do we yeah, thank you. Yeah. No, not thank you, but yeah, man, we're cool like that.
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
I'm so used to saying
No
thank you, like,
biggie.
yeah, thanks. Oh, it's so that's so egotistical. But no, we did this thing, and so it like grew from like 5 minutes to an hour to like, a day. And then the other weekend, May long, we took like the whole weekend. It was just like, we're not taking phones, like all those are going away. We're just gonna find other ways to like entertain ourselves or whatever. Like we had a
Nice.
slew of kids, and it was like muddy boots and good food. And I was like, oh my God, we got no freaking photos. But I'm like, fuck the photos, like whatever. Like
Yeah,
if
we're in
that's
the
the
moment.
only
We're
thing,
living
yeah,
it.
totally. Like if that's the only thing, if that was the only negative thing, and that's not even a
Yeah.
negative. I mean, whatever, right? Like we got our memories. It's like if that was the only negative takeaway, like we need more of that. We definitely need more of that. So it's kind of
Yeah,
go
I
ahead.
was just gonna say my only eye opener is just like how really attached we are to these things and
Right.
how it's gotten away. Like, I still can hear the dial-up internet like
Yeah.
from way back, like in my head, to like where we're at now on smartphones and
Right.
virtual reality like headsets. It's just like, wow, it's crazy. It's humbling, honestly. But yeah, just how much it is like that we need to disconnect from these things, right? And get back to the more in-person human connection. I mean, we're doing it for powerful, impactful stuff like this. Like, again, I'm
Mm,
all for it, and that's like mainly the main content that I put out on the internet, is like supporting, uplifting, loving. You know what I mean? Sharing my story and my lows and my highs, in hopes that people can inherently like live through me and help them heal or help them transform. So
yeah.
yeah.
Wonderful. I agree with you. I feel it's the same thing. It's like why, we have all this beautiful technology and I think we should take advantage of it. Well, we have it. However, it's unfortunate that we it's unfortunate that it kind of takes over every little thing when we have to actually schedule ourselves into these moments or like pre-plan for these moments. Like, okay, like everyone get ready. The anticipation of it even is like making me sweat a little bit. I'm like, okay, yeah, right.
Yeah,
And I'm not even have
that's
to do it. Like,
that's crazy. Hey, no, honestly, I get it. I get it. And even that last day that we did it, I had to plan it a week ahead.
yeah.
And even that whole day, like, so much stuff was like coming up with like from my kid to like stuff with like my work that was like
Yeah.
trying to get me on this thing. And I was very like good. I was laying it down. I tended to whatever emergencies it was. And but still I was just like, whoa, like, okay, universe, let's see what you're doing. And like, I think I went to go just out of habit, like an Instagram notification popped up and I clicked it and I was like, oh no, like, you know what I mean? I was like, ah. So yeah, crazy, crazy.
That's really cool. So for people who don't really know like how to get into this positive mindset, like do you have any like simple places to start or tips or tricks that people can kind of practice?
Yeah, great question. I have a tool belt of things that I like to do. I'm
Mm,
blessed to have so many wonderful people in my life, honestly, that I can rely on, that I can talk to, that support me and strengthen me, just like I've done with them. Like, what E equals MC squared, what's going around comes around. So I'm pretty lucky that way. I think another big part of it, and I got to give myself some credit. I don't give myself enough credit. Like, I had to go through a lot and figure a lot out with like a healthy balance of having people in my life to get where I'm at now. But simple little things. I love getting my body moving and working out. That's a good one. That's a big
mhm,
key one for me. Music, pretty much like 99.9% of the time, I've got music going somewhere. You know what I mean? Like, find something that uplifts you. I do the meditation, and this is one for people out there. If you've never tried meditation, like, so the first, I think, like 6 to 8 times I tried it, didn't make sense. It wasn't checking out. And then I was like out by a waterfall, I think the ninth time, and I was just doing it, sitting there chilling, and then something clicked, and I was just like, this is what people are talking about,
mhm.
like inner peace. And I started off like 5, 10 minutes at a time, but yeah, just the inner clarity and the peace was huge. I love getting outside in nature, breathing fresh air. I mean, I'm blessed to be living in beautiful British Columbia. Like I can go anywhere, you know what I mean? Just outside my door and hit any direction always
Yeah.
does it for me. Come back around to music, Love Evolve in the music. And if you guys are looking to switch it up and experience that, it's Love Evolve with a big E in the middle. So Love Big E Evolve. It's on all streaming platforms. Go check it out. Like I recommend you just like hitting a few of the songs, putting it on a repeat, have a nice pair of headphones, that helps, and then just going about your day and play with some of the different songs that are on there, figure out what works for you, what doesn't, take it, leave it, you know what I mean? Go with it. So there's that.
Yeah, Calico's got all your beautiful links and everything in the comments. Actually, there's some pretty cool things happening in the comments. I'm gonna take
Cool.
advantage of this moment and just say hi to everybody. King Handsome's in there. Manny, thank you guys for hanging out with us tonight. Calico moderating like a badass, like always. Thank you for dropping all the links for us. We appreciate it. Tyler, welcome to our beautiful conversation. You guys go ahead and check out the links that Calico's thrown in there. You won't be disappointed. You will not be disappointed. And I think it's really interesting actually, because you were saying like, even if you try things like once or twice, like maybe it takes a couple of times, because I've definitely been like, okay, I've tried, I don't really get it. Thanks, maybe not for me. But if it took you, like 3 or 4 or 5 times to kind of find that place, then I think
Mhm.
there's some value in hearing that as an example, because really, like, from the inside out, like, some of us know absolutely nothing about any of this, or how to even get there. And sometimes it just starts with like, and I keep going back to this like idea, it's just like grabbing a glass of water and going outside and drinking it. Like something that insignificant can have such a profound impact on somebody's
Mhm.
day. Like, we hear all these amazing like words and ideas, but it's like, where do we back out of it all the way to start from? Like, okay, I've decided that I need to actively engage with myself and my mental health. How do I do that? And I'm like, so just
Mhm.
hearing that, like, it's something as simple as going outside and just being mindful in those moments is kind of relieving, to be honest.
Yeah, well, already quite a few things have come up to me, and I've acquired and sharpened these tools, these medicines, these therapies over time and through trial and error and through repetition, repetition, repetition. I'm a big repetition guy. Like as
Yeah.
much as I'm doing the repetition reps in the gym, like I try to take that into like my emotional, my mental, my physical, and my spiritual health too. Like you got to do that reps. It's one of those things that if you're building up the muscle, it's not going to work if you're not putting in the work, if you're not putting in the energy, if you're not putting in the intention. It's just not going to happen. You know what I mean? And I've experienced and learned what I have through myself and my own experiences, but also through other people who again are just so amazing that I consider family. Like I have a lot of amazing blood family, but I've also acquired a lot of amazing soul family, like people that just like beacons of light and just fire and awesomeness that have come into my life and just love me and support me unconditionally, just like I do them and their kids and my kids. And it's just like one of those like building up community thing. And
Mhm.
I'm one of the luckiest ducks on the planet. And I
Ah,
know that one of my gifts, one of my superpowers is to come down here and share my being, share my essence, and help out the best I can. You know what I mean? Help where I can, when I can. I always help when I can, and I always get help when I need it. I don't like asking for help. That was like one of my kind of humbling ego things. And I have asked for help, don't get me wrong, but I don't like to ask for help. And I'm sure there's a lot of other people who can relate with that. We want to be self-sufficient. We want to be independent. And yes, that's cool. Just don't be hyper independent. Like we're here to work together as a team to be interdependent, right? That's the word. Like when you're working with other people, there's a healthy
yeah,
balance of those things. Just
yeah.
like there's a healthy balance with everything in life and everything in moderation. And you got to try it, try these things, figure out what works for you. And yeah, I encourage anybody if you have any questions or just want to connect or chat or whatever. Like I'm so down. Like I'm your dude for that. And I still have people reaching out to me, and I'm still a human being too. Like I beam and exude all these good vibes the best I can, but like also like when I go low, like I go low. Like I'm
Yeah.
just like want to like curl up in a ball, just like okay, like yeah, go work out. And I do, I can get myself there, like go to the steam room. That's another one that I do a lot just to
Mm,
kind of like beam all that stuff out. But yeah, it's been a whole lot of hard work and it's tough. I won't tell anybody out there that any of this is easy. Like it's
yeah.
gotten easier through doing it more for sure, but like yeah, what's that thing? Like anything in life that's easy isn't really worth it. And if you want
Yeah.
an easy life, you got to take the hard steps. And if you want a
Yeah.
hard life, take the easy steps, right? And yeah, it's ebbs and flows, and I'm far from perfect, but I'm trying my best. You know what I mean? And I
Yeah.
try to get my kids to do their best. And yeah, they beam that light. It like you do something kind to someone or help someone out, and then you don't expect anything out of it, whether it does come back around or not, or they do something else kind for someone else. It's powerful. I'm pretty sure it's the most powerful vibration is love
Yeah.
and authenticity. And I think
Yeah.
if a lot more people were real with that and rolled with that, the world would be a much, much better place. So
Oh man. And it's just the honesty and like the low part, right? Like we feel low and then we're like we crash out and like that's it. Okay, fine, whatever. Because we were like the love and the light. I'm like, yeah, for sure. But if I don't always feel that way, like how do I get to this other space? And so just hearing you be like really honest about the fact that you're just not like floating through your days all the time, makes me feel a lot better about like the whole situation. I'm like, okay, wait a second, like there is community out there. We can get there. And Matt, today, prime example, my neighbor, she was, bless her heart, she was just having a moment, and it's like sometimes you just have to poke your head out the door and be like, hey, hi, poke over the fence, right? Hey, friend.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
okay,
totally.
all right, to like diffuse the situation. So like not, to not undervalue any of this stuff. It's almost like I'm gonna say it's obnoxious, but it's like contagious. So as we're
Hmm.
chatting, like today, I got a text message and they're like, your son just like is upstairs like clapping because he can hear you being like, like on the podcast. I'm like, yeah, that's how quickly that happens. Like
It's
that's how quickly
contagious.
it's
You know what I
contagious.
mean? And the thing I want to be spreading around is these big, beautiful smiles. Like people love
Yeah.
that. Like you can't
Yes.
resist a smile. And I've even like played a game
Yeah.
with people where they
Yeah.
don't smile back right away, and I'll come back around like 2 or 3 times, and by the end of it, they're beaming. Like you can't fight it, or you can try, but I'll get you. You know what I mean? Um, but yeah, I
That's
was just thinking about
amazing.
it too, because like when I was growing up, my family, my blood family, we were tight, and like we were
Mhm.
always going to the East Coast to visit, to hang out for holidays and stuff like that. And I think
Yeah.
through life, as everybody kind of just grew up and built their own lives, it spread out a little bit. Now again, I've acquired beautiful soul family. It's a little bit different, but I had all my uncles and aunts and grandparents and cousins and stuff like that, and my parents like growing up, and now I still have that for my kids, but not as much. You know what I mean? I have
Mm.
like family friends that are there and love and support. And again, blessed, but it's just weird kind of how life works out that way. And I mean, everything, I'm a big kind of hippie gypsy dude. I believe everything's happening
Yeah,
for a reason. You know what I mean? And
totally.
it's cool. We need more of it, and we need more people poking over the fence and knocking on their neighbor's door and checking in like, "Hey, how you doing?" You know what I mean? And dropping off muffins or whatever, because it's just
Yeah.
like they've got us so isolated. And for people who were born outside in nature to now like we live indoors with roofs and doors, and it's just like, what? No wonder
Well,
so many people are having so many like mental health problems and addiction issues, and
I was just
got
gonna
to get
say
outside.
addiction. Yep.
get
That is,
get
as
outside and
you're
connect.
talking, that's exactly it. Like it, and that's the fearful part of some of this stuff because as these epidemics are happening, if we don't start connecting and we don't start allowing our neighbors to be family, or if we don't start allowing strangers to be family, like I don't know, there's not really going to be a whole lot left because we keep getting bombarded with these like really heinous and challenging situations to navigate. I mean, the opiate epidemic in itself, which obviously has a ton of tentacles now, benzos and all this stuff. We don't need to get into that part of it, but it's like, as these numbers, I'm an only child. So when you start thinking if I have a parent in active addiction, I got one person left, like really we need to start opening the doors to being comfortable with these people and accepting them into our lives as family. Like blood is one
Totally.
thing for sure, but there's yeah, I don't even mean to sound like super preachy. It's just like if we really do need to start leaning on each other in like a really serious way, like man, ask your neighbor for the sugar, go over there, get a half a cup of milk. Like you never know, they might be just chilling down there lonely, right? Like
Girl, preach. Say it louder for the people in the
yeah,
back. Seriously.
seriously, like go.
Honestly, like I get it. I'm on board, and
Yeah.
unfortunately, but fortunately in the same sense, like I've been there.
Hmm.
I've battled
Hmm.
my demons. I've gone through addiction, and
Yeah.
I've lost people. I've had people
Yep.
come back. I've almost like lost my fucking mind and came
Yep.
back. You know what I mean? And it's I a part of me wishes I could have went a different way, but in the same sense, if I hadn't gone through all that shit, I wouldn't be the man, dad, father being that I am today, nor would I even be close to be in a position to be as solid and convicted in myself and be able to like put my hand out to help people and show them that there's a different way. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And like you said, we got to welcome these people. Like I think personally, it starts from some sort of mental trauma or disease or something like that. I don't even I kind of cringe when I say disease, but people
Yeah.
go
Yeah.
through shit, you know
Hmm.
what I mean? And if they're not properly equipped or have a good healthy environment to deal with these kind of things, then it's too easy to turn to a substance or turn to something unhealthy. And
Yeah.
especially as some of addictive and as like killing as some of these things are, yeah, there's no wonder why people are out there losing their minds and losing their lives. And it's just like it's crazy. It's dark. It's dangerous. And yeah, I'm here to support anybody the best I can. And I didn't even know what sober friends were until I met my best friend, Robbie King. This was like closer to about a decade now. Like I was just
Right.
like I had no concept and I was just like so willy-nilly. I had to take too much too many times, like from alcohol to like whatever have you, you know what I mean? And then
Hmm.
I meet this guy and he's just like, yeah, I'm sober. I'm like, sober? Like what? And then you like realize that like, you know what I mean? You don't have to do these kind of things to like be yourself,
Yes.
to be okay, to be free, to be around people who are
Yes.
non-judgmental, to like, you know what I mean? To heal, to cope, to transform, to connect. Like we all want the same things. It's
Yeah.
really quite simple. I think just through everything, we complicate it. And it's just, again, I come back to just, we need more people like us, like you, like my
Mhm.
family, like getting out there and just, you know, open arms and just non-judgmental, just be like, it's okay, we're here for you. There is another way. And I wish it was as easy said as it is done. And it
Yeah.
can be, but there's some people who are like far gone. And like that sucks. That's not okay. But also in the same sense, you kind of have to meet people where they're at. You know
Yep.
what I mean? And I think like the traditional system of like shoving people in the box or just like this is how you need to do it in cold turkey. Yeah, maybe sure, but not really in the same sense. You know what I mean? We've evolved, what is coming at us has evolved, and we need to be able to adopt and adapt and again meet people where they're at. It's you know what I mean? Connection,
Man,
love.
seriously, I like so this whole idea of um I am not gonna love you to death. The old intervention, like, the commercial break, then they come back and then they read the things. It's like, you need to change in the following ways, or I cannot support you in the following ways. Like, we need to ditch that shit. Like, get rid of
That's
that.
like closing doors and pulling
None.
rugs beneath people's feet. And then you
Yeah.
get people who are defiant or feel trapped, and it's like fight, flight, or freeze. You know what I mean? And usually it's fighting and flighting or
Hmm.
freeze, which doesn't do anybody any good. And that's
No.
not going to help people heal. That's not going to help people get their addiction. That's not going to help people get a hold of their minds. And it's so outdated, just like our
Yeah.
school systems. You know what I mean? It's yeah. And yeah, we're building it. We're doing it like by getting these messages and getting these vibrations and building a community by offering people better solutions and connections and just letting them know that it's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to be you. It's okay to, you know what I mean? Not be okay. Like it's
Yeah.
you kind of have to not be okay to get to be okay. Like
Yeah.
it's a whole process. So yeah,
Yeah, the knit and the grit and the gross is cool too. Like, bring it on, bring on the weird, you guys. Like, love each other. It's so funny because there's this
I
there's
got the crown for that.
yes, there
Yeah.
yes. Yes, I love that so much. Like so the old system and I don't want to like change the tone of it, but the old system through MCFD, which is like Children's Services for BC, was to like take if you had any sort of like situations with addiction or you're in active addiction or whatever, they would monitor you and take your children, right? And then you had to like hoop jump for like 2 months or 6 months or up to 2 years, depending on, and if you lost your kid permanently, it would be adopted after the 2 years, so on and so forth. That's historically kind of a really crappy rundown of what it's always been. So Alberta has a different system, and the system is actually to like support the family through the situation, including the kids, and they get the kids advocates, and they get the parents advocates, and they get the men advocates, and there's like maternity advocates, and all these freaking advocates, right? And I was like, this is wild. So anyways, they reached out to us and they asked if I could do a quote for this program. And I mean, those are just two provinces that are sit side by side, right, in the same country. You think it wouldn't be like vastly this different. um
Cool.
and yeah, and so I we got a quote going on, and I'll show everybody when it comes out. But my point is that's like, is like, why why is this still an innovative idea? Like, why are these ideas still innovative? Because systemically, that's how slow it's moving. The bureaucracy is this slow, right? So we need everybody to like come together on this. And I'm not even like trying to be like,
Totally.
it's like we really do need to come together on this and have these conversations where it's like, look, I did GHB and kratom to get off of heroin, or I microdosed mushrooms to alleviate my cocaine symptoms. And like, those are the conversations. Like, we need people to be really honest in these situations, because that's what's ultimately going to get us to this like place of everyone not having to self-medicate and feel sorry for themselves, and they can start reaching out. And like, so
Or
I'm
drink themselves to death or
drink
like
themselves to
whatever it
death.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
You want to hear
Yeah.
something cool?
Yes.
So I actually used microdosing mushrooms to get off my anxiety medication,
Yeah.
my depressant medication. Like I had Ritalin, and like within, I think it only took me like 2 months, honestly. And it was
Wow.
like the first time that like I used to always take like overindulge in most things, but I was just like, okay, I was at a point in my life where I'm like, okay, like you got to get a hold of this and get a hold of yourself. Like this is not you. You're not depressed, or well, you are, but like you're not that. You know what I
Right.
mean? And then I
Yeah.
heard about it. I kind of had a feeling and intuition, started using that kind of stuff. And like, yeah, within 2 months, I was off all that stuff. You know what I mean? For sure.
Wow.
I'm a huge, huge advocate, especially if used in the right amount, in the right setting.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? I'm no doctor, but it worked for me. And I know many other people that it's helped with mental health issues, with depression,
Yep.
with addiction issues. Like it's proven, and they're out there doing tests with it right now. Like it's just the thing that blows my mind is that they've been holding and withholding all this information for so long. For what? Like to fuck us around more, to keep control of us. And now it's all coming out, like from weed. I don't smoke weed anymore like I used
Hmm.
to. Again, one of those things that kind of I overindulged with, and then I got to a point where I was like, okay, it's not doing it for
Same.
me. I was getting too anxious, I was getting too lazy and procrastinating. I'm like, okay, I got enough
Same.
of all that right
Yeah.
now. I'm gonna take a break. Like
Yeah.
maybe like once in every couple blue moons, I'll have like a puff,
Yeah.
and like I'm like lit. I'm like ready to go cross-eyed, and it comes with its goods and its bads. But like I know that most of these things are can be used as a medicine if used in moderation. And like even like sharing that, like yeah, it was a little bit too much, but I do that, and then you know what I mean. Within the half hour, I'm feeling better. My appetite's up a little bit more. Like I don't use it as a crutch as I did in the past. And I think if a lot more people just relied less on those things, or used less of those things, and depended more on themselves, or the other people or avenues that are so readily available to us, you know what I mean? It's astronomical, really. Like there's so many magical things out there. So
Man, and it's not
yeah.
even like the magic mushrooms, like, which I completely agree with you, microdosing those. And I brought it up because I actually utilize them myself. My sister started making these tinctures. Sorry, Calico, I know she's in the comments being like, it's tincture, tinctures, but of like lion's mane and reishi and
Mhm.
cordyceps and all this stuff. And so like, not really my jam. I don't really know too much about them. Maybe that's why I was like the best like person to just kind of blind try them. Coffee is gone. Like I've completely detoxed off of coffee. Coffee's gone. Gone. I don't know. I didn't mean to. It wasn't an intentional thing. I wasn't like, oh, I'm going to do this and detox my body and get rid of caffeine or anything like that. It literally dropped off at the wayside. I don't know, probably like a week and a half ago. And it wasn't until somebody was like, dude, like, what's up with the coffee pot? Like it's growing cobwebs. I'm like, oh yeah, shit, weird, weird. I'm taking these mushrooms called the cordyceps, and they're like, they kind of get me jazzed. I don't know. Like
I'm
I
gonna
have,
have to try that. I like
oh,
I didn't like mushrooms like from on pizza to anything else. Even
hmm,
magic mushrooms, I didn't like it, but I
right,
like what it did for me. It was like one of
hmm,
those like I love hate mushrooms, but like
yeah,
that all the other different kinds of mushrooms and like how good they actually are for you. I gotta
yeah,
try that out, because like you're now the second or third person that's brought that up. And like I didn't
really,
know that all mushrooms had so many like good qualities and nutrition, and like Coffee, and actually probably all the creamer I put in my coffee is like one of my addictions.
Hmm.
I love it. I'm open to stopping. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's one of those things. Like I've kicked every other thing. Nicotine is the one other thing that's like
Yep.
been battling most of my life, and like
Hmm.
yeah, I know better than it. I'm getting to that point where I'm getting ready to like quit that. I'm getting in a good spot in my life, and it's just like okay, like obviously I want things to be putting things in my body that are good for me. They're gonna help me grow, and I want to live a long, plentiful life. So it's like, yeah,
Totally.
okay, those two things don't add up. So yeah, we're well on our way for sure. I just one of the other things that I did for so long in my life is I would reach for the stars every single time, and
Uh,
nothing wrong with that. But like I wouldn't be grabbing the littler things that were in front of me, like the necessary steps and nibbles to kind of get there. And
okay.
yeah, like and I'm all for it. Like I still reach, but I also like I'm reaching here too. Like
Yeah.
I'm take doing the necessary steps and putting in the necessary work to get to these things, which is it's necessary because like I crumbled so many times and I failed so many times, but nothing wrong with that. I beat myself up a lot for that because as long I kept trying, I kept getting up, I kept acting a fool of myself, and I kept like, okay, like that doesn't work, lesson learned, keep going. I mean, that's what it's all about. Like what did Edison? Like he was like 1,000 times at the light bulb before he did that, right? Like,
Right.
yeah, so just keep trying and don't give up. And you know, the other wild thing is I'm 31 and I've learned more in this year than I have in the other 30 years of my life. How crazy is that? And I feel
That's
like I've learned a lot, you
yeah,
know?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Ah, oh my God, I'm so freaking jazzed right now. Okay, just wait, 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 wait. Like the
Doing these?
listen, like just yeah, seriously. Like, ah, that's so fun. It's just so exciting because it's the necessary steps. And you know what? We have a lot of beautiful people in the recovery community that come and hang out with us over at Pinecase. There's lots of really cool people in the comments right now that all do we do like the sober living thing, like really heavy. And so we talk about like the steps all the time, but we don't necessarily need to apply that to sobriety. Like, why do we know that some of these some of these fundamentals work so well, and then we're just like, but we're not going to apply that to like dietary needs, or we're not going to apply that to water intake, or we're not going to apply that to like the little things, like just those little tiny, like those little tiny pieces, those little pieces of perfection that we can take the time to do. We just don't do them. We're like, okay, we got 30 days and we're going to run every single day and it's going to be awesome. When we get to that goal, it's going to be great. And then we're going to come up with this next big goal. But it's like these little tiny pieces that in between that, that really make for it's not the end goal, guys. It's the freaking journey. And I'm not even trying to be super cheesy, but it's not very often I
Oh,
get reminded of
cheese
these
away,
things.
melt it, spread
like,
it.
like it's the little things. It's the little things that matter so much. Like,
Mhm.
so yay. Yay. Go get your mushrooms, guys. I tagged Journey mushrooms into the comments for everybody too. So you guys can go and check it out. The ones that I'm taking because they're super rad and I love them to death. But
Yeah, I'll have to try that for sure. Yeah,
mhm.
I'm super down. Definitely open to always looking to improve, and especially if it's like it's good for you and good for your system, good for your nutrition. Like that's definitely an area I could probably go for stepping up in, being a little
when
bit
it
better that
and
way.
it's one it's like the things that kind of fall at the wayside that you're not expecting, right? Like I don't really think that everyone needs to change everything. I think nicotine is a great tool to be used if, people with ADHD often utilize it not knowing, and like there's purpose for those things. Caffeine, same thing, like if that is what you need to convince yourself to get out of bed, or if that's how you collect your thoughts, like that's totally fine. It just was like this, something else that kind of came in, and I was like, how come I've gone my whole life without using these things? Or how come I've gone my whole life without even trying these things? So
Mm.
it's just like a kind of a neat little piece to add in there. But enough about me. I'm sorry for like talking
No,
about
you're good.
myself.
No,
More
you're all
about
good. I love it. Love it. Love it.
you.
All good.
So funny. So tell me, what is next on the docket? Like, what do you have short-term and long-term goals that you have like looking forward to right now?
That's a big loaded question.
I know.
So many things. Um, Yeah, I think just continuing to root in and solidify myself on as a human being, as a dad. I'm just kind of like recently out here on the island, probably about like 6 to 8 months, but keep doing that, keep building, keep growing. We also have some pretty big things in the works with Electric Blue Communications. I mean,
Mm,
Electric Blue Communications being kind of the umbrella with like our practitioners and what we're going to offer through them. And LovEvolve is basically like the stem of the umbrella. and we're working hard behind the scenes. We're blitzing lots on our social media of trying to build up our community and stuff like that. Uh, yeah, it's been a lot of hard work. It's been really cool being a part of the journey and being part of the team. Working on music, I've released a couple songs with LovEvolve, which is like my first like official, like finally got a hold of my nads, gave them a tug and got some stuff
Very
out there.
cool.
But I've been working on a lot of stuff. I think I'm going to continue doing that. I would like to start releasing some more because along with my heart being like with my family and people and music, I love singing. I love rapping. I love, you know what I mean? I've been working on it. It's just like more like in the shadows with my close people, like in the shower when I'm driving in the car. Like I got it. Like I know I got it. I need to like get more of that out there because if I can even just be a fraction of that, of like what people and music and some rap artists like Logic and Russ have been for me and how they've touched, moved, and inspired me. Like I've always destined that I've been down to do that. I just need to keep doing it. I guess giving myself credit because I've come miles away. And again, I'm human. I still have my doubts. I have my fears. I've conquered a lot of them. You pretty much just like have to face them head on and do it
Yeah.
anyway. Like I feel like the nerves just let us know that we're alive. So definitely a lot more of that. We're looking to go full steam with Electric Blue. Like we're working on partnering up with some investors and some people who are in alignment with us and where we're headed with our journey, with our mission, and putting out those good vibrations. And we all want the same thing. We want to connect. We want to help people transform. We want to help people become their best selves and just continue getting established so that like my kids and your kids and their kids' kids can just be set for life. Now, I still want them to go through some of the hardships, but just not some of the really hard shit that, like I wish I could have dodged, that I'm sure my parents wish I could have dodged, and just like teach them, show them a different way, have them expressing themselves and chasing their dreams or what their aspirations that they want to do at a much, much sooner rate. So yeah, some exciting stuff in the work. I mean, every day nibbling away. I'm actually drywalling right now during the day, so that's what I do if my blue collar 9 to 5 day. So just
Yeah.
busting it, grabbing gears, making sure that I'm taking the time to chill in between, and just vamping it up for sure. We've been building up
Yes.
a lot of heat, a lot of momentum. I consider myself an omnivert now. I used to be
Yeah, okay.
quite the extrovert, but I've had to go inner, especially later on in life here, do some shadow boxing, do some self work, do some self healing, so that I then can come back out again and bloom and help other people bloom. So it's an everyday. I don't want to say that word, everyday opportunity and everyday chances to shine and to grow and to do better. And I'm just out here trying to do the best I can. You know what I mean? Put out the good vibes and help other people do the best that they can too. Be that support, be that strength, be that love, like so many other people have done for me in my life. So just humbly, bumbly, buzzing around, doing my thing and doing my part, just like you are, and like so many awesome people that are out there, trying to spread the good word and the good vibes. So yeah, I'm just ready to take that to the next level and upgrade. So
Thank you for being a beautiful example of all of that. I mean, hearing that you're like drywalling during the day, you know what I mean? We're just regular folks doing extraordinary things, obviously. You brought so much beautiful energy, even just to this conversation. Sitting here, like my cheeks feel warm and like, okay, what do I get to do after this? Even if it's nothing, it's going to be fantastic. Like you really tapped into some of that stuff. And I appreciate it because you have found such a beautiful way to like also bring others into it. And yeah, I thank you a lot for that. I'm super excited to go and just follow along. I really encourage everybody who's joined us this evening to go and do the exact same thing. To know that there's people like you out there in this world makes it a little less scary for me as a mom to know that there's like, keepers out there that are still like very well aware of what's happening in the top 40s and are trying to like do better and offer better things for our youth. That's like absolutely massive and I think needs to be acknowledged all the time. So from the bottom of my heart, I can say thank you so much. And yeah, I'm super pumped. I gotta say thank you to Calico really quickly because it's I don't always know exactly what I'm going to be getting myself into, and I obviously am a spoiled human being. I get to hang out with these lovely humans all day, but just want to like go out of my way to say thank you so much for joining me tonight because it actually like changed the trajectory my evening a little bit. Like it was like not that I was having a bad day, but it was like a hard energy pivot. And I was just like, oh, like, wait a second, what is even happening right now? Like I don't even feel like I'm in control of my reactions. So yeah, keep doing everything that you're doing because it's
Hey, no,
gorgeous.
honestly, thank you, thank you, thank you. And I think it takes it to know it, and someone
Yeah.
who's been there and done that and actually like appreciates it. So honestly, just love you, bless you. Thanks for having me out. It was my honor, my pleasure. I'm sure we'll be doing some more of this in the
Yes.
future. And honestly,
Yes.
just wish you the best on your endeavors if you guys ever need anything. And Calico, thanks, because like she asked me to be on here, and I was just like, who, me? Like little me? Like sweet, yeah. Like I'm super down. So yeah, just thank you so much. Like this is awesome. You're awesome.
Thank you.
I'm so proud of you guys and like what you're
Oh,
doing, and like getting out there and connecting, and giving people another way, and transmuting the energy and addictions, and you know what I mean. I seen you guys offer a scholarship too. Like wow,
yes.
we that's so cool.
Yes.
Good for you guys.
Yes.
Seriously. Yeah. So
Yes.
the
Thank you
thanks is
so
all
much.
mine. Yeah. Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you.
Beautiful. Actually, on that note, before we go, I'm going to plug the scholarship really quickly. We do have this beautiful scholarship for you guys to go out and check out. It's for the youth, all the way up into adulthood, because we don't discriminate against anyone. It's a couple $100. We support people in their endeavors going off into the music world if they use that as a tool for mental health, which we assume that that's kind of what everybody's doing, even if they don't know it. So you guys can go ahead and apply. The application process is open and it'll be closed at September. Last time I checked, I think there was like 250 applicants or something like that, which is amazing. Last year we ended up with like 500 and something. Shout out to DJ Lion for being the recipient. He's doing amazing things this season. Yeah, he's doing amazing things this season. We're super, super excited to watch him grow as well. And so yeah, please go ahead and check out that link. I actually think Calico will probably throw it in there really quickly. You guys, if you need anybody, you're just having a tough day, you can always go ahead and call our warm line. It's 250-289-3948. It is run by beautiful volunteers 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Sometimes you'll catch me, sometimes you won't. But we're there. You guys can text in with your name and your location so we can go ahead and find the resources in the community that you need. We have beautiful relations in the community at rehab centers and detox centers and things like that. So please just let us know, even if it's just something simple, like you're just having a rough go. It doesn't have to be that serious. Go ahead and let us know. You can also find the family in our community page. So don't hesitate to go do all of that great stuff. And if it is, we need to call in the big dogs, it's hashtag 988. Thanks for putting in the comments. Hashtag 988, you guys, to contact the National Suicide Prevention Line. It is still active. I know there's been a little bit of controversy. I've seen it in the community that it might not be in the States very long, but we're going to take advantage of it while we can, keep everybody around. So support each other, love each other. And if you need anything, let us know. I think that's it. Naloxone kits at your pharmacies. Almost forgot. Go ahead and ask for them.
Oh, wow. Wow. That's so
Yes.
cool. I
Yeah,
just gotta
yeah.
say one more thing too. I
Yeah.
gotta shout out to all my people, my
Yeah,
family, my
please.
kids, my team at Electric Blue. Just like thank you guys for just like supporting me and loving me, and touching, moving, and inspiring me, and helping me transform and just become my best, like I want for all you guys. And for all you guys that are out there listening, like I encourage you to go out and get it, chase your dreams. You know what I mean? Don't stop, don't give up, don't fear away from like fears or challenges or failing. Like just get back up, keep doing it. And you know what I mean? If I can help be that ray of light, like these wonderful ladies here doing wonderful things in your life. And if you need anything too, like I'm pretty chilled. Like please don't hesitate to reach out, phone calls, and we can walk through it, talk through it, do some reps through it, like whatever you need. So yeah, just thank you guys for your time and your energy, and having me on the space, and
Ah,
just yeah, love, love, love. So
yeah, absolutely. Doors always wide open, you guys. We will, on that note, we'll see you next Tuesday. Bye for now.
Please stay strong. Please stay
The
strong.
further you take my rights away, I'ma run to it, refuse to hear my voice. Speak loud when I spit it, but you don't get it. You just wanna be a side critic. See somebody else showing hate in the side of the road with it. Now how would you feel standing on the sideline and watch the color of a nation deteriorate over time? The flag real high, but compassion 6 feet below. Now you're searching for that justice that decided to never show. Deny my place, I'm back with a trace. Keep up the pace, tight lace, game face. Get back in the race. Whatever they did could never be undone. Every dark night ends with the rising of the sun. Squandered every wealth that's built from the mud. Squandered every wealth that's built from the blood. Squandered every wealth that's built in chains. Stolen from the ancestors,
With
running
the
through my
strength
veins.
of 1,000 lion and the strength of 1,000 giant, please stay strong. Please stay strong. With the strength of 1,000 elephant and the strength of 1,000 tiger, we stay strong. We stay strong. We stay strong.
I can see, run to the light at the end of the tunnel winner.
We stay strong.
I can't breathe, we're gonna get oxygen without the justice system.
We stay strong.
And I know, gotta keep my head together.
We stay strong.
Don't doubt me, please don't doubt me.
We stay strong.
Tell me how can we be strong if we still shooting? Tell me how can we be strong if we still looting? Tell me how can we be strong if we still hating? Please tell me now, please.